what's up, you guys? It's the Scrappy Kappy and the Silverback Podcast.
Woohoo!
I know. I didn't know you were going to do the woohoo.
Sorry, I scared you.
I'm Silverback.
And I'm Scrappy Kappy.
Yeah. Ian Butler, if you don't know.
Oh, and Amy Kaplan.
Yeah. And this is our first, well,
technically our second.
like 1.0. 1.2. Wait, right? Yeah?
1.2. Yeah, that makes sense.
1.2. Yeah, I thought we did it good.
Because our first podcast, which was freaking amazing, by the way. Super great. Technical difficulties on Scrappy Kappy's part.
All Scrappy Kappy.
All me. I'll take full responsibility. So we had no way of getting it up to you guys. So maybe in the future we'll release that as like a bonus feature when I figure out.
I think end of the year probably.
That would be cool.
Right? Like a
I
recap.
love that we're planning like special features and we haven't even released anything yet.
Well, I have big visions for this podcast.
I know you do.
Yeah. I already have backers.
You can't mumble on the air. Jeez. Anyway, so since this is our first-ish podcast, we will introduce ourselves further. Like I said, I'm Amy Kaplan, and I'm the editor at FanSided, where you are probably listening to this podcast right now.
Yeah. And I'm Ian Butler, yours truly, Fought in Glory, Bellator fighter. Yeah, and that's me.
And we know each other from way back.
Way back when, because Amy's first ever interview was with me at Bellator 131, and then from there, she pretty much became a publicist, and then I needed to get out to California, and she bought me a one-way plane ticket, and we lived with each other for a year.
And that was...
Yeah. 4 years ago.
A while ago. I don't know. 4 years? I don't know.
I think it's 5.
Maybe 5.
I think it's 5 years.
It was an experience living with a fighter. Well, let me preface this by saying, before Ian, I knew nothing about MMA whatsoever. I hadn't even seen a fight. And so going from knowing nothing to seeing my first fight, and then probably within a few months, living full-time with a fighter was weird.
Yeah. And we traded off. So I got to stay there and sometimes take her son to MMA practice and babysit him.
Yeah.
And I caught her up on everything and tested her everything MMA, from weight classes to fighters to who holds the title, who's current, who's the top analyst and interviewer today.
Yeah, I remember I would like, we'd be sitting around in the living room and I'd be like, what are you watching? Because he's watching something on the iPad. And it was, he'd be like, oh, the MMA hour. And I was like, all right, cool. And then like 4 hours later, I'd be like, what are you watching? He's like, the MMA hour. And I'm thinking, oh, he's binge watching the MMA hour, not realizing the MMA hour is actually all freaking day long.
All hours. It's like 4-hour freaking show. Yeah,
long. Don't worry, our podcast will not be that long.
Unfortunately, I kind of want to go that way.
No, I'm never going to do that to you guys. Don't worry. I'll nip it in the bud. So, we got to talk about the Super Bowl. I know that's not MMA, but I'm pretty sure everybody saw it.
Connor?
Oh, yeah, Connor was there. You're right.
With his son.
Totally
they had the
forgot
matching
about
suits.
That. Yeah, they were really cute.
And they went for the Patriots.
Right.
Do you know why?
I mean, I'm assuming because Connor's going to align himself with anyone who's going to win.
Shut up, because the Rams could have fucking won. Okay, I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm a huge Rams. Huge. Absolutely huge. As soon as I moved, the Rams moved.
They came with you.
They came with me. It was a great
They're like,
thing.
Ian's not here anymore? We got to go.
We got to go.
The show on the road.
Number one fan. We got to have them. And then also train, like, some of the Rams. Stuff like that. Not bragging, just saying. Like, and then, so Tom Brady, since you work for FanSided, you know who Tom Brady is.
I've never heard of him. Go on.
So
Google.
what number is he?
I don't know. I really don't know.
13? Greatest quarterback of all time.
13?
12.
Close. Okay.
Right? And when
I
Tom
hate
Brady
Tom
was...
Brady.
You don't even know his number. Why do you hate Tom Brady?
Because he's like the epitome of like
he's married to
white privilege.
Giselle, right?
Yeah.
Is that her name?
Giselle Bundchen.
They have a couple kids. They've been together for like a while.
Yeah.
He's not. So me and my I have a movement coach now,
Uh-huh.
and we talk about Tom Brady. Before he got drafted, he was at the combine, so they test out their skills and everything.
Mhm.
He goes, he was the non-athletic quarterback he ever seen in his life. It just his stuff was horrible. Like he got drafted like 6, like horrible.
I wish you guys could see this huge smile I have on my face.
Yeah, like he was super, like the worst athletic. Like they're like, this guy plays sports.
Oh no!
Like it was so bad,
So
so
he
bad.
improved.
And I think everybody talked about it so bad that he was like, "I'm gonna show you motherfuckers," and now he's Tom Brady.
Oh Lord!
But you know what?
I did not think that this conversation was going to be pro Tom Brady, or I would not.
No,
have brought this up.
no. This is why I brought up Tom Brady, right? So Connor is at the Super Bowl, which football in Ireland is soccer. Football.
Mm-hmm.
Get it? All right. Football. Yeah.
Well, but Connor's a Cowboys fan.
Fucking no, he's not.
Yes,
Connor's a fan of anything that's like out there.
Money.
Yeah, exactly.
But he calls himself a Cowboys fan. Like he's posted multiple social media posts about the Cowboys.
But I don't know who invited him.
Jerry Jones?
To the Super Bowl, though, because the Cowboys in the Super Bowl.
To the Super Bowl.
Because he was there rooting for the Patriots, and you know what he said? Tom Brady's walking out, which his number's 12, right?
Yeah.
And then Connor...
proper 12. Oh,
yeah.
I see.
And Connor and his junior goes like, hey, there's Tom Brady, the greatest ever. He goes, he's a true proper 12.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Right?
But also really clever.
Right? Get it?
Yeah.
Get it?
Clever.
Right?
Did you see that photo?
That's why he was going for Tom Brady.
But did you see that photo of Connor being held back by security, like while Tom Brady walked out?
Wait,
you didn't see that?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so there was a security guard, like he wasn't like holding him back. He just had his arm in front of him so he wouldn't walk forward. And Connor was like a high school girl, all excited, like, oh, there's Tom Brady, with his mouth like wide open and his fist up. Like it was really cool because Connor was respecting
somebody else at the
authority. Yeah, cool. Like he was that security guard would not have lasted if Connor had wanted to get forward, Well, but he was being respectful of like their space and the rules.
If it was the UFC security, he probably would have got through. Probably.
Well, they wouldn't have held him back if it was UFC.
If it was a bus, maybe he would have got through it.
Oh, hardy har. Speaking of Connor, enough with this football. With this
proper 12.
Anyways,
Tom Brady.
They need to sponsor this podcast because we've said proper 12 like 15 times.
I was talking about Tom Brady and not just mentioning what he just said. Like.
Yeah, I know, whatever. So speaking of, last week or 2 weeks ago, I don't even know now, the Nevada Athletic Commission handed down the suspensions and the fines for Khabib and Connor. So for Khabib, they gave him $50,000 $50,000 fine,
right, with
a 9-month suspension, with a possibility of 3 months cut off that if he does a PSA,
so
anti-bullying PSA. Yeah, and Connor got 6 months and 5,000, 15,000, something like that.
I think 25.
But no, it was
half,
less.
Right?
No, it was less. It was like 10 or 15. I can double check. But it was nothing for Connor. I mean, even 50,000 would have been nothing for Connor. So, obviously, I think that those suspensions and fines are super low.
Do you think that's fair?
I think it's fair. I think it's fair for both. I think that it's fair that Khabib got more than Connor because
he's the one that hopped out the cage.
Yeah, he hopped out the cage. And they can only, yes, people are going to be like, but it was Connor who started it with the bus, blah, blah, blah. But they're literally only judging it off of what happened in Nevada. They cannot punish you for something that happened somewhere else.
For sure. Like, okay, I agree.
Ian's face is very, he's torn.
I agree. And a lot of people, I think it could have been worse because I don't think a lot of people realize that like both of these guys are not U.S. citizens.
Right.
Like what if they would have like both of you guys can't get green cards?
Well, they wouldn't have to. Nevada State can't decide that.
How powerful is Nevada?
I mean, not very. I'm gonna be honest. They're not very.
I mean,
It would have to go to somebody would have to file charges for it to get to.
What's more
that
powerful,
level.
California Commission or Nevada?
I think they're equal.
Throughout
Like,
the whole United
States,
they are like.
In terms of getting something done like federally, I think they're equal. I don't think either one has any more or less power than the other. I think they both have no power federally.
Everybody say like those two commissions are like the lead charge of like
Well,
the whole United States of America.
Correct. For if we're talking athletic commissions,
Okay.
yes. But if we're talking federal laws, they have zero.
Okay.
Pull.
Okay.
Especially because nobody wanted to press charges.
So, you think those are both fair?
I think they're fair. I think they're maybe a little low. But I'm okay.
For the actions of what they did?
Yeah, but I'm okay with, I'm not like, I don't think either of them got off easy either.
No. And then, also, Khabib said that, because a couple of his teammates got suspended also, too.
Yeah.
Like
For a year. Yeah. Because they got, the reason I believe that they got more suspension.
They hit Conor inside the
cage.
cage.
They did, but also they were not, like, they're not the licensed fighter. So they shouldn't have even been in the cage.
So what's going to happen to Dylan Dennis?
Nothing. He didn't go in the cage. He was defending himself. I don't even think he struck anybody, to be honest. Like, if you look at the video.
He threw a punch at Khabib.
I don't think he landed it. But I'd have to look again, but I don't think he did. And even if he did, he's defending himself. He's the one being attacked. I hate Dylan Dennis.
I think there's something coming up with Dylan Dennis because there's something suspicious because on my last Bellator card, they told me that he was supposed to fight on the card. But I think there's something hold up why he didn't. Because I don't know if he's allowed to fight right now because something is going on with him under close with the commission.
No, they would have already done that.
Think so?
Everything was resolved already.
Okay. Well, Khabib said he's not going to fight until his teammates.
Right, and I think that that's admirable. I think that's amazing.
Dude, he's a team captain.
Yeah, I think that's something he doesn't have to do, and I feel like him doing that does show like a little bit of heart, but I also think Khabib is kind of a rotten person in general.
He's kind of a what person?
A rotten person. Like, I think that he's aligning himself with political leaders in his country who are like mass killing homosexuals.
Putin?
No, I don't know what the guy, I can't pronounce the guy's name, but the guy, he just posted a picture with him. And then he's also been photographed or videotaped taunting and making fun of homeless people.
Where?
I'll show you after this podcast is over. It's pretty bad.
Is it in America?
No, in Russia. Oh. Apparently he and some teammates were like, a homeless person was asking for money, and so he's like, oh, I'll give you money if you do like 10 push-ups or something. So the guy did 10 push-ups, and then they didn't give them money, and they just laughed and walked away.
What?
Yeah. So, like, I don't think that Khabib is I don't know all the details, so I can't say, but my gut tells me he's not a good person. Just in general.
You're
but
just
I also...
just a Conor fan, are you?
No, I'm going to say this. I loved Conor for a long time. I don't think Conor's a good person either. There's a lot of stuff that I don't want to discuss on the podcast, but I think we all know the rumor that's going around right now with Conor, and I believe that it is true. And so Conor is not a good person either. And the reason I'm not going to talk about it is because we don't know the facts.
Okay.
So
okay,
we're going to move on from that subject.
Okay.
But I do want to say I have a funny story that you made me think of when you mentioned Bellator and Dylan Dennis. So I didn't realize I was going to talk about this yet, but a couple days ago on my Twitter, I tweeted that I had a dream about a well-known...
Martin Luther King.
No. Not that kind of dream. Okay. I had a dream. Oh, Lord. I had a sleeping picture move around in my head that a well-known fighter was telling me, okay, a well-known fighter who is known for being, like, not such a nice guy always, he told me in his dream that the reason he's that way is because he wants to keep people at a distance and he doesn't want to get his heart broken. And I posted that on Twitter thinking, like, oh, it's funny, maybe one or two people will like it. And it turned into, people are still today tweeting, trying to guess who this fighter is.
Who's this fighter?
Okay, well, I wasn't going to reveal it, but I think I'm going to reveal it right now.
Who is it?
And I'm kind of nervous. Okay, I'm gonna say who it was, but I want to preface you all by saying, if any of you tag him in this podcast, And then he thinks I'm a stalker about I'm having a dream about him. It's a freaking dream and I have no control over it. It was AJ Aguilar. Ian's face just like went dead right now. What? He's grumbling. Okay, so Ian fought on the same card as AJ. Maybe I should not have brought this name up.
You fucking kidding me?
What's a dream? I can't help.
AJ fucking Aguilar?
No, Aguilar. I don't know how you say his last name, but it's not Aguilarm or Agonarm or whatever. Anyways,
I shouldn't want to fight AJ.
Well, you should.
Be a good matchup.
Well, we all know that he lost at Bellator. So, speaking of,
and the way he lost, like, I think my opponent did the same thing, and he won.
Okay, well,
just saying. Okay, just saying. Like, I'm a little salty about it, but you know what? Like, I performed well. But so I met somebody because of AJ Aguilar in the crowd.
Aguilar.
Whatever his fucking last name is. Like,
watch your language.
Sorry. Just upset about AJ. You having dreams about him. So, have you ever watched The Hills before?
Yes.
Or Laguna Beach?
Yes.
So you know there was like Lauren Conrad, right? Yes. And then who was like her arch nemesis?
Seth something or whatever. I don't know. I was not a fan.
Do you remember Heidi?
Yes.
And then Spencer?
Yes.
You know they were there, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, they're big MMA fans.
Yeah, apparently. So my training partner, one of my coaches, Brett, this girl's like, I want to take a picture with Heidi. I'm like, just go do it then. He's like, yeah, but no, like, his girlfriend wanted to do it. And I was like, no, let me go out there and just talk to Heidi. I'm like, hey, Heidi, what's going on? I just fought tonight. She's like, oh, congratulations. I'm like, thanks and everything. And she goes, do you know AJ? It's not funny.
So she wanted to meet AJ?
They were there because of AJ, because Spencer got his brown belt under the person that AJ got his black belt under, and they trained together.
Okay.
So Spencer's like really good in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So they went there to support.
Oh, that's nice.
AJ.
Did your friend's girlfriend get a picture?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so speaking of your fight,
yeah,
you made a big decision after this fight, and I would like to know what that decision is and why.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down on 155.
Why? So what were you fighting at before? Obviously,
I was fighting at 70.
Yeah,
but I started my Bellator career at 155.
Mm-hmm.
I think I performed pretty well. My nutrition wasn't as high level as what it is now at 70. It's pretty easy for me to make 70. I finally just ran into a person that was just strong as hell, right?
Right.
I think my skill set was better than his. I think my striking was better than his, but he just wanted to just like comp my legs.
I mean, your striking was he did not. I don't think he threw a punch the whole night.
Oh, actually, I kicked him. He switched his stance actually because I kicked him so damn hard.
Yeah, I mean, your striking was. I mean, it was like not even close.
I improved a lot. It's I lost to like the little game, honestly, of like getting taken down with 10 seconds left on the clock and then landing on top and not doing nothing, landing strikes while he was just on my legs. I got out when I want to, but I was just landing some good strikes, and the judge went in his favor. But I don't want to ever feel that way ever. He was strong. I did get up when I wanted to get up. But then looking at the division of the Rory McDonald's and the Douglas Lima. Have you ever seen Douglas Lima before?
I have, yes.
Like, I'm friends with Douglas Lima. And one day, I was signing posters when he fought Rory McDonald because I fought on that card. And he goes, what's up, Ian? I'm like, oh, what's up, Douglas? You know? And then he's like, how much weight you got to cut? I'm like, I'm already at weight. I'm like, how much weight you got to cut? He's like, 18.
Oh, my God.
It's Thursday. Weigh-in's the next day. And the way he went all 5 rounds, like, you know, and he almost finished Roy McDonald. He freaking chopped his legs up, you know? And I was like, that's a different set of just a man, just in general. Like, it's just bigger, honestly. Yeah, I ain't there. Like, yeah. My skill set is there. Everything else is there. I think I'm way more stronger at 55, and I think my nutrition and my education, just being in the game at 70, I can rehydrate properly at 55 now. And it's just time to just go back down and to make a run. Make a run.
I think it's a good decision.
Yeah.
I think I look back at the fights that I was like, damn, they were 155.
I know.
You know.
I know. I had a lot of close fights at 155. A lot of close fights
against like
high level people.
Yeah, not scrubs.
Yeah, high level people. You know, and I think it's time to go. I think that's my best chance to win a title.
Yeah,
and it's time to go there. Even though I had a good fight my last fight, I just got my legs humped today, like on a Wednesday on hump day. Get it? Wednesday hump day.
Yeah, we get it.
Camel.
Okay, so UFC Fortaleza happened.
A lot of people didn't even know there were fights last weekend.
Yeah. The card went completely under the radar, and it was
the marketing was horrible. The marketing was horrible.
Marketing was horrible. Fights were amazing.
Yeah.
Jose Aldo, amazing.
Is back. Like,
totally.
Good, such a good performance too, against a killer in Montana.
Yeah.
Like, I seen that kid fight. Like, so Montano fought Brian Ortega, and I think Brian Ortega luckily got out that, like, he finished him with a guillotine, but he was piecing up Brian Ortega big time. And then I seen him fight Cub Swanson in LA, and he destroyed Cub Swanson.
Yeah.
It was bad. Like, I thought this kid's the future, and when I found out that he's fighting Jose Aldo, I'm like, they're totally just want to just, like, bring in, like, the old guy to come in and get killed by, like, a young stud. It did not go that way.
No.
At all.
And I loved how he jumped out of the cage and ran to the fans.
He always does that. That's his thing, especially in Brazil.
I mean, that was freaking amazing. I got chills. I love Jose.
Do you?
Yes, I've always loved him.
Have you?
Yes, I was like heartbroken when Conor beat him.
I thought you were happy.
I mean, I was happy because I was happy because I distinctly remember watching the fight with my friend Nathan in his living room, and they were all against Conor, and I was like, no, Conor's gonna win. Even though I love Jose, I knew Conor was gonna win. And when he won in 13 seconds,
I felt bad.
I threw pizza halfway across the room. It was so exciting. I did feel really bad for Jose.
Really bad for Jose, because I don't know if it was like what is all the answers answered in 13 seconds or 15 seconds? Questions. Sorry.
Yeah. No, not at all. I would love to see that fight again.
Do you think it might be different?
Yes. I mean, it would go longer. That's for damn sure.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I mean,
if it goes another 13 seconds, I'll be like, all right.
I don't know the kind of fighter that Conor is anymore. Like.
Right, because he got Khabib?
No, because I feel like he's been gone so long, even with the Khabib fight, like, it just feels like it's because he's changed weight classes so much, and he's like, gone so long without fighting, and his brain is different. Like, I legitimately think that he is just...
And I don't think he had even good moments in the Khabib fight.
I think he had, like, maybe one. Before he lost. Out of,
like, the whole 4 rounds is not, like, good.
No. I don't...
And he got outstruck. Like, he got almost
I agree.
clipped.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know the kind of fighter he is anymore, because I only saw that.
It's funny, when I was weighing in for Bellator, all the media people were there, and I seen the Mac Life, right? Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, it's the Mac Life. And the guy had, like, a strong, like, Irish accent.
Yes.
It's like, of course, right?
Yeah, but I think I know who you're thinking of. He did not have an Irish accent.
He didn't?
No, that's a British accent. I'm pretty sure, unless we're thinking of a different person.
What's a British accent? Do one.
No, I can't do an accent.
Oh, with teas and crumpet. Is that
no.
a British accent?
No. I'm not doing an accent. But it is not. He was. If you're thinking of the like, the guy that had like kind of blondish hair.
Yeah.
That's a British accent. Correct me if I'm wrong if you're listening to this podcast, because I'm going to send it to him when we're done, because I know who you're talking about.
How close is British to Ireland?
I mean, it's close, but it's a totally different country. You realize that, right?
I know it's a different country, Amy.
Totally different
I know it's a different country.
Oh, Lord.
Jesus Christ. Anyways. So, MMA Junkie was there.
Everybody
right?
was there.
John,
Yeah.
everybody was there, right? And I was like, Mac Life. I'm like, what's up? And he's like, what's up, Ian? I'm like, so what's up? What's up with Connor? What's new with Connor? He's like, you think Donald Cerrone? He was like, I think that's a good fight. And I was like, I want Tony Ferguson.
I would prefer.
And then John, is it John from MMA Junkie?
Yeah.
Right. Goes like, yeah, that ain't gonna happen. And he goes, why not? And then the Mac Life guy goes, Connor wants a striker. He doesn't want to deal with grappling right now.
Well, yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, could be.
No, it totally has to be.
Right?
It has to be Cerrone.
It has to be a striker, I think.
I
don't
feel
think
like
Connor doesn't even want to touch the ground in jiu-jitsu.
No.
But Donald Cerrone has some good
He
grappling.
does.
No,
He does.
like,
yeah. I don't think you're like him saying, like him trying to avoid grappling. Cerrone is not the one necessarily.
I don't think that's a good. Like, I like to see that fight, but if Davis Donald Cerrone, like, I'm just gonna shoot and just see where it goes. Like,
yeah. Although I feel like Cerrone would rather have. I mean, yeah, a win over Connor in any way would be good, but I feel like a striking win, like a knockout win over Connor, would be like a real statement.
you know, if he wants to strike, give him Darren Till.
I don't want to see that fight. I don't really like Darren Till.
What? He comes out to Sweet Caroline. That's like the ultimate.
I do like his walkout song.
Like karaoke song.
Yeah, I like his walkout song, but I don't like.
Right?
I don't like him. He rubs me the wrong way.
Darren Till?
Yes. He's just too cocky. And I know it's weird because I like Connor and Connor is cocky, but like it's just different. I don't know. Anyways, we're going to go down a rabbit hole with all the fighters I don't like.
Okay.
I like his fighting style. I like him as a fighter, but I don't like
Devastating striker.
I don't like the lead up to the fight. Like maybe I don't get his jokes or his insults.
Darren Till?
Yeah.
He tells jokes?
Well, I mean his insults, not jokes, but like his like shit talking. I don't get it.
I think it's just straight up like, you can't beat me. I'm the best in the world.
Yeah, I don't. Anyways, okay, so we got UFC 234 coming up.
Right.
And like I think it's flying under the radar, just like UFC Fortaleza is.
Oh, but speaking of Fortaleza and Jose Aldo, though, one last thing.
Mm-hmm.
The main event, though.
Yeah, what about it?
I mean, Marlon Moraes, I think, should get probably the title shot at one.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. It's not going to happen, but he should.
Why? Henry Cejudo?
Yeah, they're pushing Henry.
Sorry, Marlon.
Yeah, they're pushing Henry. And I think they're pushing Henry because they want to do away with the flyweights, and they need an excuse. They need a person to blame.
But I need Marlon Moraes because the shit talking would be epic with TJ Dillashaw. Hey guys, what's up? What's going on?
Oh my god, I know.
Every
time I hear him talk, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that's how he talks. It's always so like, it's just so jarring. It's like he just had helium
it's
or
like
something.
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. Okay, go back to UFC 234.
Okay.
Like I said, it's flying under the radar. I think that has to do with the fact that, speaking of shit talking, there isn't any shit talking because we have two super respectful guys.
And I got two boys, two of my teammates on the card. One's fighting for the title. We got Kevin Gastelum. Let's go, baby. Against Robert Whittaker. And then I got my boy Jalen Turner, but he's flying like under. He's like the second fight of the night.
Jalen is a beast.
Yeah. But he has a hard fight.
Jalen has gotten all really hard fights. He's not
been UFC?
No, I know, but I mean, they have not given him any.
I think he has an easy one now because he has a new guy that just pulled out.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think he has a newcomer, which I think is fair.
Yeah.
So, but his first one, he fought Vicente Luque and didn't go well, like at all. And Vicente Luque is a top 15.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, welcome to the UFC.
Yeah, and Jalen fights at 155.
Yeah.
So.
And 170 is hit hard, especially with those small gloves.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen what happened. It was not good.
No.
But then you got the co-main event with Israel Adesanya versus Anderson Silva.
Who do you think is going to take that?
I don't like making predictions, especially with my colleagues. Well,
stop.
Actually, I mean, I'm gonna go with Israel.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm gonna go with Israel because he's younger and everything. But I'm interested to see, like, because if it hits the ground, I got Anderson. But I don't know if Anderson can get Israel on the ground. Like, Israel fought like Derek Brunson, and Derek Brunson couldn't even get him to the ground. So I think that's gonna be a big situation. Like I love Anderson, I love you, like one of the greatest of all times. But
I'm gonna make a bold prediction right now.
what?
First round head kick KO. Anderson Silva with his hand raised.
What? Are you talking about like the teep or like?
No, head kick KO. I know what a teep is.
You're still a kid.
Yeah, but a teep is like boop.
What he did to Victor Belfort.
Yeah, that's like right in the face. I don't consider that teep.
I think so.
Is that a teep?
That's a
I
free
thought a
kick.
teep. The point of a teep was to like push someone back, not to knock them out.
He pushed him in his face.
Okay, yes, but I mean, I would not consider that a teep KO. You'd consider that a head kick KO, right? Like
Still
a teep
foot
would
going
not.
in your face.
A teep is like
Push kick.
Yeah, it's like a technique for like.
And nobody's seen it like that before. And Anderson like introduced it though.
Okay,
like,
well, I don't
do
think
that
it's
to
gonna
the
be
face.
that. I think it's gonna be a head kick, like
Okay,
to the side.
Gotcha.
Okay, so what about for the main event?
I got gas him.
I do too, actually. I think
Okay.
it'll be decision though.
Now, Gaslam, you're my boy. I love you. The only thing that concerned me about was like, does Robert Whittaker have the mental edge over Gaslam? But Gaslam's just mentally strong because the Ultimate Fighter. Did you see the Ultimate Fighter?
No,
Okay.
I don't watch it.
So you know the coach's challenge, right?
Yes.
So the coach's challenge this year was they were driving them, and it's in Vegas. So they went to ULV, like University of Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
They went to a track, right? And Gaslam's in the car goes, "Oh man, I hope they don't make me run." Right? There's 2 tents set up. Dana's out there in the tent. He goes like, "All right, you guys are gonna do a 5K. It's 120 degrees outside."
Holy mother of God.
So the fighters on their team have to keep them cool while they're running, right? So Gaslam does like his coach stretch, like you do like this, and you like try to touch your toes, but you can't touch your toes. Like I'm ready, and then Robert Whittaker comes out with like the shortest shorts ever, and Gaslam's like, "Damn, like how short are those shorts?" And they start running. And Whittaker's just shrugging along. He has his little headband, everything. Fighters just like cooling them off with water guns while they're passing, stuff like that. And then he laps Gaslam. And then Whittaker's just chugging along. And then Gaslam pulls over, starts dry heaving, and he starts throwing up. And then Whittaker's just passing him along. And then that's what happened.
So you think that's how the fight's gonna go?
No.
So you're worried about his gas tank? Is that what you're saying?
No, I just like in my instance, like say we have a fight coming up, right? And we meet 3 months before.
He's hitting me right now. You guys can't see him.
So I was gonna tell. So say we got like a fight coming up. Me and you were fighting. It's 3 months before. We do the Ultimate Fighter, and you're like, I'm in shape all the time. I'm like, really? And then we have to do this 5K, and then you're over there throwing up, and I'm just laughing you. You don't think that would give you like mentally just like this motherfucker ain't
No, but
in
this
shape?
is also a TV show, and I don't know how much of that is real.
Seemed pretty well to me.
Well, why don't we ask him?
I
After
did
the fight?
ask off.
If it was real.
Yeah, he said that shit sucked. Which means it's real to me.
Okay, alright. Well.
Okay, so I got Gaslam. His cardio is good because he trained, and like his wrestling is good. I don't know if his wrestling is good as your Murrow's, but it's good. Striking's good, and these guys barely go for takedowns anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're gonna keep it on their feet. I can't. Gaslam has a heart, and Whittaker's has heart too. I think it's gonna be an all-out war, but I got Gaslam taking it.
I have Gaslam by decision.
Decision? I think it's gonna go to decision.
And it'll
too.
be split.
Ooh. I'm gonna follow your lead on this.
Yeah. We should make a bet.
These two guys don't give up.
We should make a bet on the Silva Anderson. I mean the Silva.
We can.
Okay. Adesanya.
Okay.
What's the bet?
Like money, or what do you want to do?
Not money. I don't have
or
any
something.
money. Like a
Don't have any
like you know what I mean? Like somebody has to do something. I don't have money. I'm freaking poor.
Fight life. Welcome to fight life.
Yes.
Yeah.
How about this? Our listeners will pick whoever gets closest to the prediction. So what you said.
Israel will finish.
Okay, what round? You gotta have.
I have a round too?
Yeah, because I picked a round.
Second.
Okay, so whoever gets closest, I guess it's whoever wins because we both picked opposite people.
Well, I picked the middle, so if you finish in round 1, that's close to round 2.
No, I mean
round
whoever
3.
wins. Whoever wins, though. Like obviously, if it's obviously.
Yeah.
I didn't mean that. Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah.
I meant closest if you had picked Anderson.
Okay. I got Israel and you got Anderson no matter what. So,
so the listeners will pick something that
like
we have to
eat
do.
challenge, like a feel factor kind of thing.
No, I can't eat something.
Oh, yeah.
I can't eat something. Just whatever they want us to do. I mean, within reason. I don't want to like run around naked or anything stupid like that. But
Gotcha.
if they want to say like I have to tweet like something, I don't know.
All right.
Something you guys pick. You guys can come up with. Give us some ideas, and then
All right.
and then Ian can pick the best one.
All right. We'll do that.
And then we have an interview coming up with someone special. We have a special guest coming up.
Who's that?
I told you. Shouldn't be surprised. You're the ghost, the host.
Yeah, I
Moses.
was just joking.
Oh, okay. I did not get that. I did not get that.
Thanks.
Anyway, so we have Moses coming up. He's not here yet. He's going to show up.
What's Moses' last name?
Murrietta.
Huh?
Moses Murrietta.
Murrietta.
Like the city.
Yeah.
Murrietta.
Yeah. Who fights in LFA that's going to fight for the 185 title, actually.
Yes, in February.
Yeah. Moses is tough. It's one of my training partners.
Moses is like one of those guys where you look at him and you're like, he doesn't fight, and then he like whoops your ass.
Fucks people's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're teammates, but we don't spar. We sometimes move around because he's way bigger than me. But like, yeah. But he's also was Bisming's main training partner for a very long time.
Yeah,
too.
and RDA.
Yep.
And I think Cyborg too. I'm not sure. Oh, wait. Anyways, yeah. So he's coming up. We'll talk more about him when he gets here. But we have one last topic before we get over to Moses.
Which is that?
Fedor Emelianenko. So, I talked to Czech Congo last night on the phone.
Why?
Well, I was interviewing him. I wasn't just like chatting him up.
I
was like, by the way, give you a call before bed. No, I was asking him like what he thought of the results of the Grand Prix,
yeah.
And his exact quote was, "I don't give a shit about the results."
Why?
Well, he's upset he wasn't included.
I would have been upset too.
Yeah,
like,
which
I don't
totally
even know why
understand.
he wasn't in the tournament.
He doesn't either. He told me he doesn't understand. He doesn't know.
I
He's
think
like,
he should
it
have
just
been
wasn't
there
his
instead
time.
of like King Mo. Like there was a couple of 205ers over there. Like you think he should have been there instead of Chael, probably, or something.
I mean,
like that?
I don't know. I think they had other plans for him, is what he believes.
What is Chicago's nickname?
I don't know, but let me get back to my story.
Okay,
Don't
sorry.
derail me. I don't know what his nickname is.
French fries.
Is it really?
No, it's just
okay. That's really stupid. So he was. I asked him. So I told him the results. Obviously, after he told me he doesn't give a shit, I told him anyways. He believes that Fedor should retire. I want to know if you believe Fedor should retire.
How old is Fedor right now?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Look it up.
Okay.
How old is Czech Congo right now?
I don't know. Why are you telling me these things are off? Dude.
Look it up.
Okay.
Like, so, obviously the Fedor fight ended in, like, 15 seconds.
30. 35.
Did it? 30?
35.
Oh, 15 more than I thought of. That's a good stretch.
Really?
He, in the tournament, he did take out Chael, and he looked good. He did take out Frank Mir, and he looked good. But I don't know where Frank Mir is at in his career, too. Like, I think he's on his way out also.
Yeah. Fedor is 42.
42?
I almost said 243, but that's his weight.
I
his
think
age.
it's almost time to probably hang it up. Like, and I think heavyweights, their prime lasts a little bit longer, too. Like, a lot of them, like, 37 or... I mean, Bisping didn't win his title until he's, like, 39 or 38, and he's a middleweight. You know?
Well, I think, too, with Fedor, he has nothing to prove. Like, he has nothing he needs to prove.
Yeah.
Why risk... Not that this loss, like, diminishes him in any way.
I mean, he's fighting for a world title. Why who would... Like who
that,
would take that?
Oh, Congo's 43 too.
That's what I'm saying. Like Congo's pretty up there too. I do that.
But Congo didn't just get knocked out in 30 seconds.
But what if you're doing really well and you finally get knocked out? Because Fedor was doing
Well,
really
yeah,
well
I know.
throughout the whole
Yeah,
year.
I mean, I don't necessarily think he should retire. Well, and I do think he should retire. The reason I think he should retire has nothing to do with his performance, though. Like, I think he should retire because what's the point of still fighting?
Money.
He doesn't need money.
Yeah, but still.
He actually says he doesn't fight for the money. Do you know what he said?
Huh. At
the Bellator media day, he told reporters that he doesn't fight for the money. He doesn't fight for the glory. He fights because Vladimir Putin tells him to.
Liar. I've seen his house. Liar.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't have money. He has money. Do you know that he runs the government martial arts program in Russia?
They have one?
Apparently. That's why apparently. So
what if he tells Vladimir Putin no?
Vitamin? Did you call him Vitamin Putin?
Did I call him
You called him Vitamin Putin.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not.
You called him Vitamin Putin.
No, I did not. Vladimir. Is it Vladimir?
Vladimir. He said that if he had said no, he wouldn't have done it. Because apparently, so Coker said in the post-fight, because we asked him about it, in fact, one of my reporters, Eric, asked him about it.
Okay.
He said that the reason why he had to ask Vladimir is because he runs the government program. And so Vladimir had to let him, take time off away from that to train and to prepare for the fight.
What does the government program do?
I don't know. I don't know if it's involved. I don't know if it's he trains the military.
So he gets a salary then?
I'm assuming. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he needs money. He has a job.
Damn. So why don't he just chill?
That's what I'm saying. There's no. I get coming back for the Grand Prix because that's a cool accomplishment.
Freaking heavyweight title.
But at this point, there's no.
And I'm pretty sure you got a healthy bonus paycheck.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Right. Yeah, you're right. I would retire it. But if you're I don't know what Czech Congo got's going on. I'm pretty sure Donald Trump ain't paying him to run the government fucking program.
No, and he's winning. He's on a win streak, I think.
True. But are you saying that if Czech Congo doesn't have a government program, should he still keep fighting because he doesn't have a salary as a backup?
Okay,
plan?
so because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he's on a 7-fight win streak.
Why was he in the tournament?
That's why, but I don't know. It makes no sense. But he's on a 7-fight win streak. He has not lost since King Mo in 2015.
Oh my God, I remember that fight.
And he's fighting Vitaly Minkanov on 16.
I think that's the guy that took out Roy Nelson.
Let's find out. I got my trusty Wikipedia right in front of us. Oh my God, he's undefeated. Dang.
He's Russian, huh? Is he from
He did not.
Is he
Roy
from
Nelson,
is that Fedor's little protege?
Could be. I don't know. I don't really know much about him.
I think Fedor was in his corner. I think he's from the Russian. I think he might be from the government program.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. But I don't want to keep this going too long because we still got Moses coming.
Okay. So
we will transition to that and
bring you something next week or after the fights are
over. It's Moses Murrietta. I fight for LFA. I'm fighting for the LFA title this month, February 22nd. I'm 29 years old. Been doing this for about a decade now. And maybe.
So where's this fight happening?
Minnesota.
And are you nervous about the weather? Honestly.
No, I'm not nervous about it. I was in Philly. It's gonna be way colder than Philly. I was in Philly in December, and it was maybe 30 degrees. It was cold. I think this is negative. I'm not too worried about it. I'm just gonna dress really warm.
So you're not one of those types that needs to run around outside to cut weight or anything?
No, I'm gonna have a sauna suit, put on some sweet sweat, and probably just do a bunch of burpees.
Gross. So, talk to me about what you did today, because you just came from training, right?
Yeah, I woke up, I cooked some breakfast, some egg whites with some veggies, super good. Oh, fuck. I was so sad when I was done. I'm so hungry. I want to eat right now.
You
But,
just ate.
yeah, but it's just a little piece of fish. You know me, I like to eat.
Yes.
And then I went to UFC Gym Costa Mesa, did some mitts with Brady, some 5 minute rounds, and relaxed for a bit, stretched out, sat in the sauna, and then I took the no-gi class, and then I did rolled some jiu-jitsu, 5 minute rounds with a new guy every time. So I got some good work in this morning. Now I'm here.
So you mentioned that you like to eat, and
Like to eat.
you and I bonded over food because one of us would message each other at like random times and be
Let's
like,
go eat.
Be like, what you doing? And it
Yeah.
always like, what are you doing? Was like, do you want to eat? That was like,
For sure.
and we would just go. We'd have like Johnny's Pizza,
Johnny's Pizza.
BJ's.
Johnny's is good. Johnny's has good pizza.
Yeah, Johnny's. So for
We should
those
get
of
a
you,
sponsorship from Johnny's.
we should reach out to
We
Johnny's.
should reach out.
Johnny's is a local bar here.
Huntington Beach,
Yeah, it's like
off Beach Boulevard in Slater. Super good pizza. Really, it's a whiskey bar. They have like over 100 whiskeys to choose from. They have. I should be getting paid for this.
I know. I was just gonna say, dang.
But the pizza's really good.
Oh man, it's really good.
It's bomb.
Yeah,
Check out Johnny's.
and send some pizza after your fight.
Yeah, take me to Johnny's.
Yeah. And so yeah, we just would like eat a lot, like crazy. I can't even think of where else we would eat. BJ's, but we would eat like tacos.
BJ's, tacos, Cheesecake Factory.
Oh yeah, Pazookies.
You have that Chinese place. It was pretty good.
Oh, Payway.
Payway.
Oh, Payway's closing down everywhere.
Is that right?
Yes,
Oh,
the
that
one by
sucks.
your old house is gone.
Why are they closing down? They're just
I don't
bankrupt
know.
or what?
Probably.
Oh,
I think
that
there's only
sucks.
one left that I know of. Oh, so good.
Shame.
Sorry, I shouldn't be talking about food right now.
Yeah, it's all good.
So,
I get to munch on these chia seeds. It's delicious.
so then talk to me about like your weight cut right now. Like what part of the weight cut are you in right now?
Right now I'm just eating 1 meal a day, and then whenever I get hungry, I just drink a bunch of chia seeds, some chia seeds and some water, and it kind of just fills me up for maybe 30 minutes, and then I do it again until I go to sleep, and then I get to have my next meal the next day.
That sounds like torture.
It's not fun, but you know, just get through it, and then it'll all be worth it in the end.
So what do you weigh right now?
201,
And you fight at 185.
185.
That's not that bad.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah, you should be happy.
Well, to be honest, I've been cutting this week like pretty hard. I've been training, been getting my road work in since Monday, and camping has been going great. But last Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I kind of enjoyed myself a little too much. I had pizza, Super Bowl. I drank some beers. I ate some ramen. Ramen's not that bad, but I kind of pigged out the last hoorah before actually tying it down. And then so I kind of got a little scared. I was like, I'm not even going to weigh myself. Like, I know I'm going to be like 216 or something like that for sure. So Monday comes, and then I just got right back on it, started just cutting, got focused, and I weighed myself this morning, and I weighed 201. So I'm chilling. So I'm just gonna just keep it up. We fly out the 20th, and I want to be at 195 on the 19th. So when I get out there, I could do like 10 more pounds, and then just easy breezy.
So who's we? Who's in your corner this time?
Brady's coming out. He's going to fly out with me. Mario's also going to be in my corner. And then I got my brother's flying out. So either him or my manager, Dave Thomas. So we'll see what's up. It doesn't matter really.
And you have trained with some big names in the past and currently. Can you kind of tell me who and what it's like training with those people?
Yeah, well, I've trained with Michael Bisping since, I don't know, like I started training with him six years ago. I remember the first time I met him, we sparred on the Ultimate Fighter, UK versus USA, and I remember the first time we sparred, I think Brady told him to kick my ass or something because he was fucking me up. He was trying to like take my head off, and but he didn't drop me though. He didn't drop me. I remember seeing a lot of flashes and black and stars and all the birdies over your head, but he didn't drop me. He was trying to. But I've been training with him, got him ready for a lot of his fights since then, up until retirement. Actually, I learned a lot from Michael Bisping in and outside of the cage. Great guy. Also trained with Rafael Dos Anjos, and same thing. That guy's he's a great role model, good person, and he's a beast. Sparring him, it's just like he just doesn't stop. His work ethic is like unparalleled, and yeah, he's a great fighter. He's a great dude. And who else?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's who I was talking
about. Yeah, I've sparred other people for sure, but those are the two guys I've.
I mean, you train at Ruka, so you see.
I see
people come in and out.
Yeah, I've sparred with Luke Rockhold. I've sparred with well, I worked a lot with Kendall Grove as well. Kendall Grove. Yeah.
So, can you tell people a story about Bisping outside of maybe something that people don't know? He's shaking his head no. You told me a story one time that's not so bad.
Oh, no. Bisping helped me out a lot. I remember I used to have this bucket. I have bucket after bucket. I can't wait till I start making some money so I could buy myself a nice car. I'm actually driving something all right now. My manager sold me a car.
Oh, nice.
He gave me a deal. My manager had my back. My previous car got just a whole big mess. It got impounded, and I ended up just letting it go. It wasn't worth it. Manager hooked it up. But at this other time, I was driving this other bucket, and I was making my way out to Orange County when I used to stay in San Bernardino. I drive out to Huntington to go train with Brady, and Bisping lives in Anaheim Hills, and my car just took a. I don't know what I did. I blew like the head gasket, or I think the timing belt went out, and everything just took a shit. And I was right by Bisping's house, and I don't know what to do. I didn't have AAA. I called Bisping, and without any hesitation, he rolled up, helped me out. Gave me some cash. Told me to keep my head up. Gave me some good words of advice, and he was there for me, and that was really cool. Michael Bisping's a good dude. I know he gets the rep of being like a trash talker, and like people have some bad things to say about him, but he's a good dude. You just got to get to know him, really.
Yeah, and I feel the same way. I've met him a few times. I think he's
solid.
One of those, he's definitely one of those guys where like you got to be in his circle though. You know? Which is it's understandable. For, like you got to know who you can trust, who you can't trust. Yeah. So
Big Mikey B.
I'm sure he's listening to this podcast right now, like like on the edge of his seat, just excited. So you're shaking your chia seed bottle, by the way. If you're wondering what the hell that sound is.
Yeah, chia seeds. It's lunchtime.
Oh man, that's awful. So talk about how you got started fighting. How you found Brady?
How I found Brady. So I used to live in Fontana and San Bernardino, and I used to go to this art school, the Art Institute. Terrible school, by the way. Yes. I owe them a lot of money, and I fucking wish I had someone to give me some direction to steer me away from that school. Don't go to the Art Institute.
I concur with that wholeheartedly. That's another way we bonded.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. But I was going to school out there. I'm an artist. I like to draw. I'm pretty good at drawing, so I was going over there to, get more skills. I was looking to do a career in something with art, graphic design. And I drive by this gym, Adrenaline Combat Sports, every day on my way to school. The gym is in San Bernardino too, and I just drive by it and I just dream every day, see it, think about like fighting and if I could ever do it. And after like a month, I decided to finally stop by in there, and they were welcoming. They gave me this flyer, and it was fight team tryouts. And if you came and tried out for the fight team, and if you made it, you get free tuition. So they cover all your training, no charge. So I was like, holy crap! So that was in 2 weeks. I came back 2 weeks later, and I tried out. I came in the gym, and there was like 80 guys in there trying out. The mat was full, and they had us do everything, and they had us run, they had us hit mitts with one coach, they had us wrestle, and this is where I met Brady, and we were all in a circle, and I remember Brady was going around asking people questions, and he comes up to me, and he asked me, first time I talked to Brady, he asked me, oh, you want to be a fighter? And I'm like, yeah, I want to be a fighter. And he's like, would you punch your mom to be a fighter? I was like, no, man, I'm not going to hit my mom. He's like, no, you can't be a fighter then. You can't do it. And we laughed. I get Brady's humor. He's a funny guy. And yeah, I've been loyal to him since. He stopped training. He stopped teaching over there in San Bernardino and started teaching in Orange County, and then I drive out a couple times a week to go get some of the best training, and yeah.
So speaking of Brady, Brady is one of those type of people that if you don't know him, it's very hard to understand his humor. And I don't want to say stuck because that sounds bad, but I offered to give Brady a ride home from Vegas. It was in September, and it was the very first Combate fight. And he wanted to go home after the fights, and I was going home, but all his fighters and everybody wanted to stay. So I said, "Oh, you can come back with me." So we're driving home at like midnight for like 4 or 5 hours with a stranger I'd never met, and I cannot tell you the amount of poop jokes and poop stories that we shared on the drive. I mean, Brady is like you just have to meet Brady. Yeah. He just says these things and just is this like hilarious person. He's just crazy.
He's a funny guy. He's a big kid.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
He knows how to enjoy his time spent with everybody, and he's a humble dude too. So
yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
Check out Brady Fink.
Brady Fink, UFC Gym, Costa Mesa.
He's great. He actually was the one who talked me into trying jiu-jitsu for the first time.
Oh,
too.
Really?
And I came to his gym. Oh, this is a good story about Brady. I had, during that 4 hours talk, I told him I really wanted to do jiu-jitsu, but I didn't want to roll with men because I was nervous about rolling with men. So he's like, come into the gym. I'll have my girlfriend come in and train. So I finally went out there, and the first thing he does is he goes, you're going to roll with that guy. And he forced me to roll with the dude, like right off the bat. But he knew what he was doing. He was breaking my fear right away. But
yeah, he knows how to do that. He'll give you just enough information or whatever you want to call it to figure it out yourself. Yeah. He'll put you in. He knows what he's doing. He's a great coach.
So back to your fight. So you're fighting Brendan Allen, is that correct?
Yeah, Brendan Allen.
So what do you know about him?
He's 10-3. He's the LFA champion. This is his first time defending the bout. He has 6 submissions and 4 TKOs. He's been submitted once, and he lost 2 decisions. So he's never been KO'd or TKO'd. He's 23. He trains at Rufus Sport, and he's a well-rounded fighter. He's a game opponent. He has good kickboxing. He has takedowns. He has good ground game, and yeah.
So, I mean, I don't want to have you reveal your game plan or anything.
No,
but,
you don't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't reveal it anyways.
But what are you doing to prepare for him? I mean, are you focused on him trying? Do you think he's gonna try and take you down? Do you think he's gonna try and bang? Like, what do you expect from him? Or is that too
no. He's actually he's really good. He doesn't stick to one thing too long. He's either like he's kicking you, he's charging in with punches, he's trying to clinch and knee you. He has double legs, single legs. He has throws. He mixes it up well. And he has good ground game too. So I think I just have to be ready for everything and just be prepared for anything. I think he's gonna come out and try to strike with me, and I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna connect a lot, and I know he's gonna shoot. And I'm preparing. Everything I do is for 5-5s because he's not gonna be able to break me, and it could go the distance. So I'll take him to the deep waters if I have to. I'm jump roping 5-5s. I shadow box 5-5s. I hit mitts 5-5s. I roll 5-5s. I'm going to be prepared for 5 5-minute rounds. I could go 25 minutes, life or death.
So I know that you have fought for a title for CXF, but that wasn't 5 rounds, was it? Or was it? I don't remember. I know it didn't go the distance, right?
I won the title. No, that one I won the title in the first round. I don't remember if that was scheduled for 5-5s.
I don't either.
I know that when I defended it wasn't.
Oh, then it probably wasn't then.
But I think the first one was.
Oh.
But I think the second one, it was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I know the second one wasn't. But yeah, I finished the guy on the feet in the first round. Luckily, pretty quickly, so I didn't take any damage to get the title. And then when I defended it, it was a war.
Was that the Blake fight?
That was Blake Troop. Yeah.
Blake Troop
Shout out to Blake Troop.
Yeah,
he's a tank.
Yeah.
He's a tank. Yeah.
And he's a good guy too.
He's a
you
good
guys
guy.
are friends
Yeah.
now, right?
Yeah.
It's funny.
He's a good dude.
You guys kind of talked a little shit before the fight.
Oh, we're talking crap. Super motivating. He always says, I like talking crap because I want to bring out the best in my opponent when we go out there and I fight him. So I mean that's pretty cool. He's definitely a warrior, and he did bring out the best in me. We were talking crap to each other, and I was like, all right, this guy's gonna, we're gonna fight, and that's exactly what it was. It was a war, Luckily I came out on top, and but hats off to Blake Troop. Tough motherfucker.
He's a really good driver too. He drove me to Vegas.
Does he drive good?
Oh my god, I was terrified for my life. He's a great / fast driver.
Nice.
Yes, but it's funny. It reminded me that I used to photograph your fights kind of before we became friends. And the first 2 fights of yours I shot, I got blood on me, and so we made this joke that people would have to wear a shamu.
Yeah.
The soak zone
Splash
around your
zone.
fight. Yes, yeah, because your fights are always so bloody. Like, dude, so much blood. Those 2 fights. And LFA, the last LFA fight was that guy had a lot of blood too. It didn't slash anywhere because it was just on them.
He did have
bled
a lot. Yeah.
I hope he's okay.
He's fine. Yeah, he's alright.
That was crazy. So if you guys didn't see his last fight, you should look it up because the guy, he knocked him out, and the guy
I don't know if it's out.
He was out.
No, the video.
Oh, no, I'm sure that you can find the highlights. I'll find it and link it in this thing. I'm sure there's something. But the guy's legs just did this like weird splits, like it was crazy.
Yeah, his nervous system just shut down.
Oh, it was
He
weird.
just collapsed on himself like a demolition of a building.
Yeah.
What it looked like, really. Just fell on top of himself and his legs gave out.
Yeah. Well, that was good for you, at least.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was good.
So, okay, I guess one last time, February 22nd, you fight?
February 22nd, yes.
And you can watch it on Access TV.
Yeah, watch it on Access. It's gonna be a hell of a fight. These are I know this is gonna be a heck of a fight. So make sure you tune in if you want to be entertained.
And where can people find your social media?
Instagram, Moses _Murrietta. Facebook and Twitter, Moses Murrietta.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.